watching the Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of the defending back-to-back MEAC champions, SC State University Bulldogs. Our sponsors are State Farm Insurance, Orangeburg County, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Regional Medical Center, Time Warner Cable, Palmetto Health, Advanced Diagnostic Imaging Center, Fats Cafe, Paragon Builders, Bill Owens Custom Clothing, and Whitash Furnishings. And now, here's Coach Buddy Pough and our host, Ernest Robinson.
And welcome once again to the Buddy Pough Show as we talk South Carolina State football with Bulldog head football coach Buddy Pough. Saturday, the Bulldogs entertain the Norfolk State Spartans. South Carolina State comes away with a big 34-13 win over Norfolk State, coach, that once again saw your defense shut down a team. 96 total yards on the day for Norfolk State, only 6 first downs. What a job by this defense, second week in a row.
I tell you what, I'm getting the chance to see a really good defense every week. I'm excited about going to our games just to see those guys run around. So I want to again take my hat off to those guys for entertaining us in a way and really putting up some fantastic statistics. So,
you know, when you look at the South Carolina State defense on Saturday, you talk about 55 yards passing, 41 yards rushing, might have been vice versa. But, Coach, you start with the linebackers. We talk about them. David Irby, Julius Wilkinson, Donovan Richards leading the way, but just a great overall effort from top to bottom.
You're right. Our defensive line's really playing good. Pat Washington and Jason Ayers seem to be, sort of leaders up there. But Roydell Ferguson's playing good. And then we added J.D. Fullwood yesterday. Leon Smith got his hand broken 2 weeks ago now. And, we insert J.D. from over at Sumter. And, he seems to be carrying on business as usual. So those guys are all playing really good.
Speaking of that, let's take a look at the starters, how we started this past Saturday for the Bulldogs. There's your offense. And, of course, the offensive line, they were key as well as they control things up front, Coach.
Yes, they are. You get a good group of receivers there who we seem to be, getting to mold in with our quarterbacks. Hopefully we're going to throw the football for the rest of the season down the field a little bit better. And then you see our defensive starters coming up here now, Pat Washington and Leon's still there, but J.D. started for us on Saturday, and then Roydell Ferguson and Jason Ayers. Then you see our linebackers. And Marshall McFadden got hurt a little bit Saturday. Hopefully he'll get back. He's got a little bit of a hamstring pull, and then you see our secondary, Samaj and C.T. Christian Thompson, Dominique Ellis, and Yard King had a big game, a lot of big sticks last Saturday.
And, of course, the special teams, Blake Erickson, Nate Smith, Davis, and Richard Christian played a huge role in Saturday's win over Norfolk State. Speaking of that, we'll take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. When we come back, we'll get to Saturday's highlights. South Carolina State and Norfolk State. It happened down in Orangeburg.
Furnishings for this set of the Buddy Pough Show provided by Whitash Furnishings. Whitash Furnishings is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
Good crowd on hand at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium Saturday. It was Youth Day, Coach, and we had a great turnout.
We did. We had almost 22,000 fans, and we get started with a bang here. We return to open the kickoff. Linnell Elmo gets a pretty nice return up to about the 37-yard line, and right off the bat, we
and obviously tongue in cheek when you talk about getting started with a bang. Not a good start.
It was not pretty. Ricardo Vulcan, one of their outside linebackers, returned this interception for a touchdown to start the game off.
59 seconds into the game, South Carolina State trails for the first time in the season, 7-0. Norfolk State now on their first actual offensive possession, get it upfield. Christian Thompson on the tackle.
Yeah, they stopped us there on the first drive, so we didn't do much there. And then, they get the football back. They got a little Wildcat package going there. D'Angelo Branch, they're a real good running back who's leading the conference, doesn't get the first down, and then they punt it, and then Elmo goes after it, and then their guy tries to kick the ball instead of trying to, maybe down it, and then Josh McFadden picks it up and runs it in for a score for us.
McFadden returns at 39 yards. The punt return for a touchdown. I guess we'll have to call it a punt return. Blake Erickson on for the point after touchdown, and just like that, 10:25 to go first quarter. We're back in the game on the strength of the special teams.
That was really a big play for us because after having given up the interception for a touchdown, to come back and get that score was big. And then, you know, we rushed the passer here good. You see all of our defensive line guys running around, J.D. Fullwood and Pat Washington. I think eventually Irby came back and made the sack, but these guys are really getting after. And then you see Fullwood again putting pressure on their quarterback, and he ends up throwing it out of bounds.
Fullwood, number 99, in his first start. Bulldogs now on the strength of the defense, finally get a little something going offensively.
Yeah, we run the stretch play there to Mass. I kind of needed our fullback to fit up inside that because he might have gone all the way, but, you know, makes a nice run. And then we start to say, hey, let's see if we can, you know, pound it at him a little bit. And, you know, old Twinkle Toes there, Malcolm Long, tries to run a little bit, and he gets about 4 yards. He runs about 2 days and gets 4 yards. So
offensive line really set the tone, Coach. Javon Nathan and Devin Ware here with a good block for the Bulldogs.
You see those guys doing a nice job. Josh Harrison, I thought, really played well. He's out on the corner. We got a tackle over alignment there with him outside. So, yeah, we do a nice job. And then we throw hot here out here in the flat to Chris Massey. They're rushing Malcolm. They're running an extra rush at him, and, you know, we scored a touchdown.
Bulldogs get it into the end zone. Blake Erickson, the point after touchdown. Bulldogs now 14 unanswered, 3:32 to go in the first quarter. The home faithful feeling a little bit better about it, especially when you're going to send your defense back out on the field.
I guarantee you, when you get these guys, they're going out there, you know you got some entertainment coming. And, you know, they get a first down there, you know, which was
1 of 6.
Yeah, 1 of 6 for the whole day, you're right. And, you know, we end up getting them back here, another little play here on a little screen ball, and they go for a 4th down and actually get it here. You see it? Yeah, right. I didn't think the spot was all that good. I thought, you know, all those guys, Dominique and CT, even
David Irby there.
All those guys were
finishing it up. It is first down now. D'Angelo Branch. With that run, D'Angelo Branch moves to 3rd all-time in Norfolk State rushing history. 14-7 South Carolina State over Norfolk State. We head into the second quarter now. Long field goal attempt here for the Spartans.
Yeah, the Eastern kid there from Norfolk makes a 45-yarder. I didn't think he could make it, but he did.
14-10 now. Norfolk State, remember the first score they got was a defensive score. Bulldogs go back on offense. Aaron Norwood now with a pretty good little return here.
Right, Norwood has a nice return. I think it's about 25 yards or so. He took that ball away, a little bit scared there, but he runs hard. And, you know, those Norwood boys, all the same, they're tough now.
They give South Carolina State good field position. We began on our own 40-yard line, and this was one of the important drives of the game.
It was. We give the ball to Chris Massey here on the power play. We're on the tackle over lineman here again, where the tackle is over the tight end's backside, and then we give the ball here to Elmore on the little end around kind of sweep. We put us a good bit. We put this back in just for this game, and we block it pretty well off the edge. Massey blocks as well as he runs sometime off the edge. You see him make some nice cut blocks. Then he runs the power play again, and then we give the ball to Devin Ware here. Devin's our big back that we use to spell Massey a little bit. Ashton Jordan didn't play in this game at all, and we use Devin sort of to use, you know, as a change-up guy. And then, you know, we give it to Chris Massey here again, and he gets it down to about the 1-yard line. And, you know, from that point, we give Malcolm sneaks it in for the score.
Hard to Malcolm Long that close to the end zone. Bulldogs get into the end zone with that. The point after touchdown coming up by Blake Erickson will make it 21 for South Carolina State, 10 for Norfolk State, as the Bulldogs kind of playing a little bit better football, especially on the offensive end midway the second quarter.
We got a pretty good feel for the run game, and we're moving the ball pretty good there. That looks good. And then we start making some big licks here on defense. Samaj Moody comes up here first and knocks the ball loose, and they actually gave him a completion, but I guess that made us mad because they tried to throw a little shallow series underneath, and then Irby just lights this guy up.
Man, that was a huge hit. David Irby, the senior out of Rock Hill. You talk about rocking it on Saturday afternoon. Linnell Elmore with a carry on that little stretch play, coach, around the end. And
yeah, blocked, and then Sam Hamlin got a nice cut block off the edge, and John, and then, you know, we come back and give it to Massey again on the power play.
Massey inside rushed for 82 yards on Saturday. Malcolm, a little play action now going down the field.
Right. We ended up hitting Christie for a touchdown, but it's called back because we had some alignment problems over there. And, you know, right before the end of the half, we do get some points out of it. We send Blake out and let him kick a field goal.
Coach had dual penalties on that play. It ends up being sets up, moves South Carolina State back. Blake Erickson with the field goal attempt. Coach, Blake has just been so strong recently and on this season.
Well, that was a 39-yarder. And as you can see, it would have been good from another 10 to 15 yards out.
That was the way the first half ended. South Carolina State leading Norfolk State by a score 24-10. We'll take a break here on the Buddy Pough Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.